Greetings, friends, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutritional supplementation. I am your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado, registered pharmacist number 12275. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and frequently deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and to your well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body. You are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 27 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like psoriasis and acne and eczema and rosacea, digestive ailments and autoimmune issues of all kinds, recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system, the human body, is a healing system. It's a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal, regenerate, renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may say that's a miracle, it's no miracle at all, friends. It's just the way the body works. If you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, if you want to get off your meds, if you want to help a loved one get off their meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we are here for you on The Bright Side. Our number is 855-660-4261. That's 855-660-4261. If you want to learn more about the longevity products, the ones you hear us recommend or suggest on the program, the ones you hear advertised on The Bright Side, you can head over to brightsideben.com. Take a look at our shopping cart. Make sure you take a special look at the Beyond Tangy Tangerine Multivitamin Mineral Complex Powder. Loaded with nutrients. It works because it's nutritional supplementation that your body needs. It's nutritional supplements that you need. Most folks will notice results like weight loss, appetite suppression, drop in blood pressure, reduction in their dose of prescription drugs with just a couple of doses of Beyond Tangy Tangerine. It's $50 a canister. You can find out all about it at brightsideben.com, or you can also call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470. Ask them about joining the team as well for a one-time $10 fee. You can start yourself a longevity business. You can get all the tax breaks that you get when you start a business, and you can get your products at the wholesale price. One-time $10 fee. Give the folks at 866-735-2470 a shout, or you can also click on the Join the Team link at brightsideben.com. And you can also check out my blog, pharmacistben.com. I put a post up there about DMSO. I didn't get to finish all the stuff I wanted to talk about with that amazing topical sulfur, liquid sulfur. Put a post up there that talks about how you can use DMSO as a topical transdermal aid. It's up at pharmacistben.com. And also we're doing a newsletter. Haven't started it yet. Hopefully we'll be starting it in the next month or two. If you're interested in getting the Bright Side newsletter, we'll be putting articles and things up there that I don't get to talk about on the program. You can sign up for our newsletter at pharmacistben.com. All right, let's see. I think that's all the housekeeping today. 855-660-4261 is our phone number. Try to get on board early. The phone lines do fill up quickly, and it is first come, first serve at 855-660-4261. I want to start talking about my favorite nutritional supplement, the non-vitamin vitamin. I'll tell you what I mean here in a moment. Before we get into that, I want to briefly say something about the disease and healing process. I've been getting tons of Facebooks, tons of letters. I wish I could respond to all of them. There's no way I can do it. I try to get to as many letters as I can, but invariably I leave lots of folks behind, and I really apologize for that. So what I want to say here today, before we get into talking about the non-vitamin vitamin that's so important for anti-aging and healing and bone health, before we get into that today, I want to address you guys who are dealing with some kind of health challenge, be it arthritis or heart disease or acne or something serious like cancer or autoimmune disease or whatever. I want to say something about the reversal process. First of all, it's as a premise, it's important to understand that it's in the body's nature to heal, recover, regenerate. I say it every day, first thing before we start the program, because I want you all to get this. It is so important. Whatever your health challenge is, it's in the body's nature to heal and reverse. That's the way the body works. Just cut yourself. Or next time you cut yourself, observe your finger and observe the healing process take place in front of your very eyes. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to do anything. The healing process is built in, and that same healing process that's built into the skin cells of your finger when you get a paper cut is built into the rest of your body. Healing, reversal, restoration of the body back to its God-given state of health and wholeness, holiness, if you will, does not require medical intervention. And you certainly don't need a diagnosis. I'm doing air quotes here. Diagnosis. A diagnosis is a description, and that's it. And it's one of the biggest scams and the biggest ripoffs in all of healthcare. It's one of the biggest scams and biggest ripoffs in our whole culture. A diagnosis from a doctor is meaningless when it comes to healing the body. A diagnosis is a description, and it does nothing to help you get better. You got zits, you got boils on your sweat glands. You say, what the heck is going on? You go to your doctor. He looks at you. Maybe he'll do a couple of tests. He gets paid for those, And then he says, oh, you have hydradentitis suppurativa, which in Latin means a water gland inflammation that generates pus. And that'll be $200, please. That's what we do. We go to the doctor, we get some silly diagnosis, which is nothing more than a description, and we get billed for it. You go to the doctor, you have pain in your muscles, your doctor says, oh, you have fibromyalgia, or you have polymyalgia rheumatica. That's the latest muscle pain diagnosis. Polymyalgia, fibromyalgia means muscle pain. You're going to the doctor to have him tell you you got muscle pain, and oh, that'll be $200, please. I mean, I'm laughing here, but it's not funny. It's a scam. It's a scandal. It's a ripoff. It's offensive. It's insulting to any intelligent human being to go to a doctor to be told what you have in Latin and then get billed for it. You got muscle weakness. I talked to a gal yesterday. She has an autoimmune disease with muscle that involves muscle weakness. Okay, so she goes to the doctor. She's got muscle weakness. He says, "Oh, you have myasthenia gravis." Okay, what does that mean? It means serious muscle weakness. That'll be $200, please. And now she's going around saying, "Oh, I have myasthenia gravis. What do I do?" Folks, you see what this is? Your doctor is like the Wizard of Oz. He can't do anything about your polymyalgia rheumatica or your myasthenia gravis or your hydradentitis suppurativa, but he can name it for you. At the end of the Wizard of Oz, the wizard, who's a complete fraud, like the medical model, he can't give the scarecrow a brain, but he gives him a PhD. He can't give the cowardly lion courage, but he gives him a medal. He can't give the Tin Woodman a heart, but he gives him an honorarium. Listen up, people, folks. When it comes to healing, your diagnosis doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, whether you have myasthenia gravis or polymyalgia rheumatica or fibromyalgia, whatever Latin diagnosis description you have, what you really have is a chronic breakdown, degeneration of the body, of the muscles, of the heart, of the connective tissue, of the epithelia, of the skin, whatever, which is always, always, always the same thing at its core. It's the result of starvation, suffocation, toxification at the cell level, ultimately at the tissue and organ level. Starvation, suffocation, toxification, which leads to inflammation, which leads to more starvation, suffocation, toxification, to more inflammation, etc., etc., etc. And it starts off at the cell level, and then it grows out to the macroscopic big picture level, and then we say, "Help me, Mr. Wizard." We go to the doctor, like the old cartoon. "Mr. Wizard, help me, help me." We go to the doctor, and your doctor rubs his chin as if he knows what the heck is going on. He says, "Well, that's polymyalgia rheumatica, and we don't really know what causes it, but here's some prednisone." And that'll be $200, please. Doctors love diagnosis because that's how they get paid. They love testing because that's how they get paid. When was the last time the medical model, the medical paradigm reversed or eliminated a degenerative illness? Let me think here. Never. It never did. It never will. It never can. That's not its purpose. All right, got more to say about this. We'll come back with more good health information and your phone calls as well. You're listening to The Bright Side of the Genesis Communication Network.
You have all seen and heard about the elements of the periodic table. These elements are the building blocks of everything in the universe. You, my friends, are made from these elements. A shortage of any of these important trace elements can lead to disease. Go with the science and take the Lady Talk Health Challenge and get all 90 essential trace elements with a healthy start pack at LadyTalkLive.com or call 855-333-LADY. That's 855-333-5239.
Research shows it's not just what you put in your body that counts, it's what you put on it as well. Why not use an all-natural, healthy mineral-based makeup that actually benefits your skin? Once you experience the airiness and flawless coverage of Youngevity mineral makeup, you will never use anything else. With Youngevity, the perception of your complexion will be natural perfection. Animal-friendly mineral makeup at Mary Lou Health. That's MARILU Health.com or call 855-321-HEALTH.
Gold. If you listen to the radio, watch TV, or surf the net, you are hearing about gold. Eventually you will ask yourself, is gold right for me? The answer might surprise you. We protect ourselves and our families from many things. You have medical insurance? Is your home insured? Do you carry life insurance? How about financial insurance? If you own gold, then the answer is yes. If you don't own gold, the question is, why don't you have financial insurance? We put our faith in things we trust. Do you trust the dollar? Do you trust the economy? Do you trust the government? Gold has always been something you can trust. For thousands of years, people have put their faith in gold. Where will you put your faith? Now's the time to protect yourself and your family. Call Midas Resources today at 1-800-686-2237, extension 242. 1-800-686-2237, extension 242. And ask for Jim Parker. Let me help you get started today. 1-800-686-2237, extension 242.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, listen carefully. Sweeping changes to IRS policies will help more people than ever eliminate their tax debts once and for all. And now, thanks to Dan Pilla, you can get the tax help you need to end your tax nightmare.
Hi, I'm Dan Pilla. I've helped thousands of people reduce or eliminate tax debts they couldn't pay. And after more than 30 years of experience dealing with the IRS, I can tell you there's no such thing as a hopeless tax case. With the IRS's new policies, it's easier than ever to put your tax debt behind you once and for all. Call now at 800-346-6829 to learn how I can help you. You know your IRS debt will not go away by itself, but you don't have to live in fear anymore. Call 800-346-6829. Learn how I can help you eliminate wage and bank levies, release tax liens, and negotiate a settlement with the IRS that will put your tax nightmare behind you forever. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, taxhelponline.com. That's taxhelponline.com.
People are taking charge of their lives with healthier lifestyles. That's why you have to experience the Raleigh-Durham Gluten and Allergen-Free Wellness Event. One day only, Saturday, August 17th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Durham Convention Center in Durham, North Carolina. Explore the Gluten and Allergen-Free Wellness Event, where learning is fun and delicious. Discover the world of gluten-free with free samples, cooking demonstrations, and lectures with well-known members of the gluten-free community. Enter the raffle, and you could win the grand prize of a catered barbecue from Bone Suckin' Sauce, valued at $3,000. The Raleigh-Durham Gluten and Allergen-Free Wellness Event, August 17th at the Durham Convention Center. For more, visit RALEIGHGlutenfreeexpo.blogspot.com. RaleighGlutenFreeExpo.blogspot.com. Presented by Udi's Gluten Free, Glutino, Enjoy Life Foods, and Youngevity.
America's #1 source for independent talk radio for over a decade. We are the GCN Radio Network.
All right, we're back on the bright side Side. I am Pharmacist Ben. We're here Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific, 10 to 11 Central Time. If you like what you hear, tell your friends. We're also available on the archive page at brightsideben.com. And you can also check out our blog, pharmacistben.com. We've got videos up there, news stories. I just posted an addendum to our little DMSO, a couple days we spent on DMSO, liquid sulfur. We're going to continue talking about bone building and connective tissue building. We're going to cover my personal favorite vitamin, my personal favorite non-vitamin vitamin. I'll tell you what I mean here. When we talk about vitamin A, the non-vitamin vitamin, I just want to cover a couple more things, general ideas. We've got a lot of new listeners on the Bright Side, and some of what we're talking about here today is what I call the Bright Side philosophy. On pharmacistben.com, I have a big write-up called the Bright Side philosophy that explains some of the general concepts that we talk about on the program. What we talk about on this program, you're not going to hear on very many radio programs, or anywhere really, anywhere in the mainstream media or even in the alternative media, because this is all coming out of my observations over the last 30 years of practicing health care and practicing skin care and practicing medicine as a pharmacist. Over the last 30 years, what I've observed is that the body breaks down generically. We all have the same bodies, and our bodies all break down the same way. The flavor may be different, and what we've created is a medical model that names the flavor, that addresses the flavor of our breakdown, but does nothing to address the fundamental generic way the body breaks down. Doctors love to diagnose because that's their business. They get paid to diagnose. But when was the last time the medical model, the medical paradigm, and I'm saying medical model, medical paradigm because it's much bigger than just an individual doctor. Doctors are nice people. They're regular folks like you and I. They're not evil, satanic people. It's the model that is corrupt. It's the paradigm that is corrupt. And this paradigm is based on naming and diagnosis, not reversing. The body can reverse. The divine force is a healing force. That can reverse, but the medical model can't do it. For all the testing and all the wonderful diagnosis and all the wonderful detection mechanisms and detection machines that we have diseases and degenerative diseases today that didn't exist 10 years ago, that didn't exist 20 years ago. We're not having less degenerative disease. We're having more degenerative disease. We're having degenerative diseases, diagnosis of degenerative diseases today that didn't exist 20 years ago, let alone 100 years ago. People, how do you think all of a sudden we got all of these new diseases that didn't exist a century ago? They're made up in language. They're languaged. They're words. Wittgenstein would be thrilled. What was the last time a diagnosis helped anybody? What was the last time a diagnosis reversed disease? Never. That's because diagnoses create diseases. They don't reverse them. Has anyone out there noticed that diagnostics don't improve anybody's health? No one gets better after they're diagnosed. When it comes to healing, getting a diagnosis is irrelevant. It's a waste of time. It's smoke and mirrors. It's deceit. It's rip-off because somehow it implies that the medical model is in control. When you name something, it implies that you know what you're doing. It implies that you know what's happening. In the same way that a medal implies courage or a degree or a license implies intelligence, a diagnosis implies some kind of expertise. But the stark, undeniable fact is the medical model cannot help a degenerative disease. And it cannot and it never will, because a degenerative disease and a metabolic disease, a biochemistry disease, is not a medical issue. The only medical issues are acute traumas, getting hit by a car, infections, at which point antibiotics, surgery may be necessary. And by the way, this is where the medical model excels, and it truly does excel. This is really where miracles occur in the world of medicine, is in terms of taking care of trauma and taking care of infection. But impossible to pronounce pronouncements like polymyalgia rheumatica or myasthenia gravis or hydrodentitis suppurativa or any of these Latin diagnostic terms do nothing but obfuscate the simplicity of the disease process, and even worse, they result in us handing off our power to some white coat authority figure, or even worse, to an unaccountable healthcare system, which then knights us with an official diagnosis. It's our diagnosis. We might not be getting better, but we got a diagnosis. It might as well be a medal, and then, of course, we get a bill. Now, that's the bad news. But there's good news. The good news is we don't need the medical model to reverse diabetes. We don't need the medical model to reverse arthritis or heart disease or Alzheimer's disease or whatever flavor degenerative health issue you have. No matter what you name your flavor of chronic degenerative disease, you only need to address one thing and one thing only: degeneration. Chronic degenerative disease is degeneration. The breakdown of the biochemistry and the structure of the body. That's it. That's all you need. That's why it's called degenerative disease, or degenerating. And degenerative disease is the vast majority of health challenges that we address, at least 75%, according to a 2004 article that was published in the Journal of Radiology. The human body, folks, is always building, it's always breaking down, it's in its nature. Pretty much everything in life is always building and breaking down. A society, a government, a family, corporation, everything is building and breaking. This is, by the way, is called systems theory. And this building and breaking down process really only matters in terms of the net, the bottom line. In the business, at any given moment, you're spending money, breaking down, or earning money, building up. And what you do at any given moment in your business doesn't matter. What matters at the end of the day is called the bottom line, or the net, and the body's the same way. At any given moment, your bones are dissolving, your digestive tract is being torn apart, your skin cells are dying and flopping off of your face and your skin. Your red blood cells are being destroyed and processed and crushed up, just like an old Volkswagen in a junkyard car crusher. The parts are being recycled. Chronic degenerative disease, inflammatory disease, and all chronic degenerative disease and inflammatory disease is when you have excess breakdown, not enough buildup, and that's it, period. And the key word when it comes to chronic degenerative disease is inflammation, which is what really causes degeneration. Inflammation. First thing anyone with any chronic long-term health challenge needs to do to reverse the disease process, to do a U-turn, to get the body back to its holy, sacred, God-given state of health and wellness, is figure out what is triggering the inflammatory process that's leading to the degeneration. That's it. What's triggering the inflammatory process? And then we got to figure out what exactly is inflammation. Inflammation is a protective mechanism. Inflammation is a protective, defensive response. Inflammation is the way the body walls things off, sequesters, quarantines things that it can't deal with. Inflammation is made up of fibers. It's made up of protein. It's made up of fluid. And it's made up of dead cells and dead cell chemicals, some of them very toxic. So you get this clogged up area. And it can be microscopic, and indeed it starts off microscopic. It starts off at the microscopic cell level. And ultimately, this crud, this microscopic crud clog, blockage, creates more cell death. And if it's not addressed, ultimately you go into tissues and then organs. And then you say, I got arthritis or myasthenia gravis or heart disease or cancer or whatever. But it all starts off with this microinflammation, this clogging, this defensive response. Inflammation means defense. Inflammation means the immune system has been activated. Inflammation means something has gotten into the body that the body can't handle. So what do? Well, it's simple. It's easy, and you don't need a doctor. You figure out what is getting into my body that is accelerating, that is triggering, that is turning on this defensive response. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll be back after this.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit GoBerkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey Guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey Guy.
Are you still a traditional smoker? Now experience a new lifestyle and try vaping with e-cigarettes by LeSig. Imagine no ashes, stains, nasty smell, or coughing and hacking. With LeSig e-cigarettes' revolutionary microelectronic technology, rechargeable battery, and unique replaceable cartridge, you'll get all the benefits and satisfaction of smoking without the hazards. Choose your taste from a wide variety of our new American-made vape-free e-liquids at LeSig.com. And LeSig smokes the competition by serving thousands of worldwide customers with real people customer service, fast, free, same-day shipping, and a 30-day warranty and satisfaction guarantee. So are you ready for a new vaping lifestyle? Then call 870-518-4307. That's 870-518-4307. Or visit LeSig.com, spelled LECIG.com. LeSig e-cigarettes for today's modern smoker.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document? Worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
Alabama, it's coming, and it's the event you and your family will not want to miss. The Southern Preppers Convention and Green Living Expo, Saturday and Sunday, September 7th and 8th at the newly renovated Oxford Civic Center in Oxford, Alabama, where admission is totally free. There's something for everyone. Free classes and seminars on topics like food preparation, food harvesting, and food preservation. Free giveaways every 30 minutes. You could win seed kits, food, doTERRA oil, starter kits, water filters, and more, including a year's supply of food. Guest speakers include Bob from Black Dog Survival School, Mike from White Harvest Seeds, Dr. Tom Stoner from Dr. Med Kits, and more. And be sure to stop by and check out the Longevity booth. The Southern Preppers Convention and Green Living Expo, September 7th and 8th. A weekend of education and preparation that's totally free to attend. Don't forget, the Country Inn and Suites in Oxford has special rates available for those who attend the expo. Get all the details at thesouthernpreppers.com. That's thesouthernpreppers.com.
It's hurricane and wildfire season again. Why do thousands of people sit in these reoccurring problem areas year after year, betting their lives that the disaster won't get them? Hundreds of you help eFoods Direct ship 50,000 donated meals to the Oklahoma victims. The problem is we can't help everybody. If every one of us who can will take care of ourselves, we can all pitch in to take care of those who really can't. The new just-in-case pack from eFoods Direct is the big brother to the 7-day emergency pack designed for Oklahoma disaster donations. It contains a 2-month supply for one person, or a 1-month supply for 2 adults, or a 2-week supply for a family of 4. The $320 price is $50 less than retail. Call 800-409-5633 on the web efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Order 2 or more, get 10% off, free shipping applies. Call 800-409-5633 on the web efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
Are you tired of searching for great talk radio?
Something more important.
Search no more. We are the GCN Radio Network.
On the bright side, I am Pharmacist Ben. Thank you for being here, friends. You're welcome to check out my blog, pharmacistben.com. We've got articles and videos. Just posted a nice article on DMSO. And also sign up for the newsletter, which hopefully we'll be getting out here in the next month or two. You can also check out brightsideben.com. If you want to purchase any longevity products, you can also call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. Make sure you ask about the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. I got a call from an old friend. She said, well, she tried the BTT. She heard me on a YouTube video, I think, talking about the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. She went out and got some. And when she was done drinking her BTT, she started putting the remainder that was left in her water bottle on her plants, and she said her plants doubled in size within a week using just the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, which I thought was kind of amusing. So apparently plants love BTT as much as people do. Give it a shot. It's $50 a canister. You can find out all about it at brightsideben.com. Or you can call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. Our number today, 855-660-4261. We'll get to your calls here in just a second. I want to finish talking about this idea of diagnosis and what we can really do if we have degenerative disease. It's not complicated. I wish I could talk to every last one of you who sends me emails and sends me Facebooks and calls me. I can't do that, but I can tell you via the radio, via the Internet, that if you're dealing with a degenerative disease, and this is what most health challenges are, it's a very simple matter to reverse it because it's in the body's nature to heal. And the first thing you got to do is figure out what the heck is getting into the body that's triggering the inflammatory process, which is, at the end of the day, an immune defensive reaction. An unresolved, long-term, chronic defensive response is ultimately going to lead to degeneration. And if you're truly, truly serious about reversing this process, we've got to identify the offending agent, whatever that may be, and then we need to eliminate it. And almost always it's going to be some kind of food. We've got to eliminate the offending agent that's getting into the body, and 99% of the time, in my experience, it's coming into the body through the mouth. We need to eliminate it, and then we need to start to repair the gut. And then we need to saturate ourselves, drench ourselves with repair-building and immune system-supporting nutrients, especially in liquid form, because liquid nutrients are easy to absorb. This is one of the main reasons why the BTT works so quickly, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. It's one of the main reasons Beyond Tangy Tangerine works so quickly. This is one of the main reasons why the Beyond Tangy Tangerine is so effective. It's liquid nutrition. Liquid nutrition works so well because it goes right to work and it bypasses digestive health issues. The Beyond Tangy Tangerine is a basic must-have nutritional supplement for anyone trying to go anabolic, trying to go building, because it supplies the biochemical triggers to the growth process in an easy-to-absorb format. You definitely need more than the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, but that is a great way to sustain building anabolic repair chemistry throughout the day without you having to go get food. That's why people lose weight, because their body is getting so satisfied with the building and repair and detoxifying nutrients that it doesn't need calories. So whatever it is, focus on the digestive system first. Whatever your flavor degenerative disease is, autoimmune disease is, heart disease, cancer, skin care, whatever it is, focus on the digestive system first. Focus on growth and repair nutrients second, as well as breathing, inhaling and exhaling to fuel the whole process. And folks, we can do it ourselves. We don't need a doctor. We don't need to wait in line at the pharmacy. We don't need to fill out Obamacare forms. We can begin the healing process instantaneously. You can begin the healing process instantaneously, and you'll have noticeable results. You'll be feeling better in 24 to 48 hours in the comfort of your own living room starting now. And you can and should, in my opinion anyway, as Dr. Glidden says, go fire your MD. And that's all I'm going to say about that. All right. Tomorrow we'll start talking about my personal favorite non-vitamin vitamin, and we're going to really dive into how this thing works, not just for osteoporosis, not just for bone building, not just for bodybuilding, but also for cosmetic reasons, just to look good. This is a super, super important vitamin, non-vitamin vitamin. I'll tell you what I mean tomorrow as we continue talking about building the body, anabolism, growth, and repair on the bright side. Okay, 855-660-4261, Rory in California. You've been hanging on a while. I appreciate it. What's going on, my friend?
Thanks, Ben. I've got a friend that is he's a former sanitation worker. He's had multiple knee surgeries because his body took a pounding. His job now requires him to stand a lot. He's in his early 50s. Looks like he's got bone spurs on his heels, both heels. I saw him yesterday. He said he's heading into the doctor, and it looks like they're recommending surgery. So I mentioned healthy start back. He's not doing anything nutrition-wise. What else can we
Tons, help him with? Why does he want to go to the doctor first, just for curiosity's sake, in your opinion?
That's all he knows. You just think that's where the answer is, and the pain is so bad that, he said he'd pay $10,000 just to get rid of the pain.
So he's going to have surgery probably. And, I hear where this guy's coming from, and I can kind of relate. We get so desperate, we want something to happen. First of all, most of the time, by the time we notice something going wrong in our body, it's been percolating under the radar for a long time. The body kind of tells us. The body's always talking to us. We're just not listening. And the body is very subtle. It's very kind. It's the still small voice. It's always whispering to us. It's always telling us something in a very quiet voice, unless we don't listen, which is usually the case. And then it talks a little louder, and then it talks a little louder, and finally it screams, bone spur, ouch, that hurts my foot. A bone spur is extra bone. It means something is growing inappropriately. It means you're getting too much growth, and it could be for a good reason. It could be that the body's trying to protect itself. It could be that the guy's not walking correctly. The building of the extra bone is basically a protective mechanism. It's an attempt of the body to protect itself. What you want to look at if you're dealing with bone spurs is why is the body breaking down? What is causing the breakdown, which is then leading to this inappropriate growth? And almost always you're going to find it has something to do with how the body is absorbing nutrients, how it's utilizing nutrients. Not just, by the way, absorbing nutrients. It could be a lack of nutrition. So it's a combination of lack of nutrients coming in through the diet or through supplementation and a lack of absorption or poor absorption of nutrients. And at the bottom line, it means there's nutrients that are missing out of the body, especially mineral nutrients. So a couple of things, and if you're dealing with bone spurs, and it's not that difficult to address. By the way, is this guy an athlete at all? Is he doing some kind of workout? Is he putting any kind of stress on his body?
No, he's a sole proprietor of a farming business. So
say that again, Roy.
He's moving a lot. I said he's a sole proprietor of a farming operation, so he's very active.
How old?
I don't think he's doing any specific workout other than work.
How old is he?
51.
51. Okay, so this is pretty much when the degenerative disease process kicks in full gear by our late 40s, early 50s. So number one, here's a general strategy for dealing with bone spurs. First and foremost, you want to look for other symptoms. All right? It's very rare that somebody's just going to have bone spurs. It's very rare that we're just going to have one kind of breakdown, whatever it is. And the more sampling points you have, the more data you have, the richer your picture is going to be, the more three-dimensional your picture is going to be. So whenever you have a health crisis or health challenge, the first thing you want to do is triangulate or come up with more sampling points, more data points, so you can form a big picture. Hang tight, Rory. We'll finish up when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We do have a couple lines open for you, 855-660-4261. We'll be back on the break side after this.
If you suffer seasonal or environmental allergies and your doctor has told you that the only answer is medications for the rest of your life, Dr. Peter Glidden has an alternative solution that doesn't involve drugs with terrible side effects.
One of my favorite add-on products to the 90 essential nutrients for people who are suffering with allergies is a product called Cell Shield RTQ. Cell Shield RTQ. The Q in that product stands for a biochemical called quercetin, and quercetin is a natural antihistamine. It doesn't flag out your immune system like antihistamines do.
To manage your allergies without a lifetime of prescription or over-the-counter drugs, order Youngevity's Cell Shield RTQ today by calling 855-347-3696. That's 855-347-3696 or on the web at fireyourmdnow.com. That's fireyourmdnow.com.
Can you pluck a chicken in about 90 seconds? You can with Power Plucker. Plucking by hand is a chore, but the Power Plucker makes it fast and easy. Simply chuck Power Plucker into your power drill and watch those feathers fly off. Save time and money with our complete home processing kits, too. For free USA shipping and 10% discount, go to PowerPlucker.com and enter promo code RADIO. PowerPlucker.com, the only drill-powered poultry plucker.
You know about RVs, you've heard about bunkers, but surviving is not recreation, and man wasn't made to live underground. Introducing Survivalist Camps, the ultimate fully functional off-the-grid survival bug-out house that's mobile, well-equipped, and custom-built to outlast any other RV or trailer. Go to survivalistcamps.com to learn more. That's survivalistcamps.com, providing your basic needs to survive. survivalistcamps.com.
Before another autumn arrives, celebrate the closing days of summer with the first annual Blue Green Organic Summerfest. Friday, September 20th through Sunday the 22nd on beautiful Madeline Island, Wisconsin. It's 3 days of family-friendly fun, and admission is totally free. There's arts and crafts vendors, a farmer's market, and activities for the kids. Plus, great live music with 9 bands, both regional and local, including headliners The Suburbs and Allison Scott. It's hosted by Blue Green, serving great organic food on Bell Street on the Restaurant and Event Center grounds. Sponsorship and vendor booths are still available. Call 952-556-8707. The Blue Green Organic Summerfest, September 20th through 22nd. Madeline Island's never seen anything like it, and it's free. Like us on Facebook and visit BlueGreenOrganicSummerfest.com. Sponsored by South Shore Brewery, Fresh Key, Fry Wines, Resort, Legendary Waters, The Storm 99.7, and 90 for Life Longevity.
Great news, pure water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
The GCN Radio Network, providing the world with hard-hitting talk radio. GCN. Great talk radio starts here.
All right, we are back on the bright side talking to Rory in California. Rory, you there, bro?
Yes.
All right, 855-660-4261 is our number, by the way, and we do have a couple lines open. Rory, here's what you're going to need to do. Number one, you want to figure out or have your friend or you or together come up with multiple symptoms. So if he's got digestive problems, you want to note that. If he's got blood pressure issues, you want to note that. If he's dizzy when he stands up, you want to note that. You follow what I'm saying? Skin problems, note that. Because these will give you a picture of what's happening in the body. Just having bone spurs doesn't tell you. Now, I'm going to give you some ideas for the bone spurs, but it's much more helpful, and this is for everybody dealing with any kind of health challenge. It's much more helpful to try to figure out what's happening in the body by creating sample points. By doing sampling, by getting more data. More data you have, the richer your picture is going to be. We don't have that. In lieu of that, here's what you're going to want to do for bone spurs. Number one, correct digestive issues. It could very well have something to do with malabsorption of minerals. Minerals are absorbed at least partially through the action of bile. And many people have problems making bile, especially if you have a liver issue. So get him on digestive enzymes, the ultimate enzymes from Longevity. After all his meals, use acidifying agents, things like apple cider vinegar, something called betaine HCl, which you'll find in the digestive enzyme product from Longevity anyway, the ultimate enzymes. Betaine HCl, you can also get betaine HCl just on its own. So apple cider vinegar, betaine HCl, bile salts, digestive enzymes after meals, lecithin after meals as well. Have him using liquid minerals, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, the OsteoFX, liquid magnesium. These are all ways that you can enhance the absorption of minerals that are involved in bone building. Make sure he's focusing on fatty nutrients. Tomorrow we're going to talk about one of the most important fatty nutrients for building bones, so listen in tomorrow. All the stuff we've been talking about for osteoporosis is going to help him with the bone spurs as well. He may, if he's got some problems with how he walks, with his gait, G-A-I-T, gait, he may want to go to a Rolfer or a chiropractor and have some body work done. Sometimes that helps. And make sure he's getting enough protein If he has digestive issues, again, use all those things that we just talked about for absorbing minerals. Have him use those with protein and whey protein. Smoothies are the best way to get protein into the system. Zinc, 50 milligrams a day, is important for all bone health issues. He may want to try glucosamine and glucogel in the glucogel caps. Bone soup will also get him some glucosamine. And then last but most certainly not least, for all vitamins, for all bone health issues, bone spurs, osteoporosis, brittle bones, whatever, vitamin C is very, very important, and most of us don't get anywhere near the vitamin C we need because of the silly RDA, which is around 60 to 100 milligrams a day, when you need at least 10 times, maybe even 20 times, or even 100 times more than that. So I'd be doing 5 to 10 grams of vitamin C in divided doses. If he notices that he has some diarrhea or loose stools when he has his vitamin C, when he takes his vitamin C, have him do smaller doses of the vitamin C. Sip on vitamin C water. I like the vitamin C powder, and then sip on the water along with the BTT. Any other questions there, my man?
No, I think that'll do it. To start with the Healthy Start Pack.
That'd be a great place for you to start.
And more liquid magnesium. How much on the liquid magnesium?
On the OsteoFX, maybe a capsule or 2 capsules a day. If he wants to do the magnesium glycinate, the magnesium capsules that the Longevity has, 1,200 or so milligrams a day.
1,200 mgs a day. Okay, Ben, you're great. Thanks for your help and your service.
You, appreciate it. Take care, bro. All right, Shelton in Georgia. Is that where you are, Shelton? Georgia?
Yeah, I'm in Thomasville.
Hey, Shelton, what's up, my man?
I've been having trouble with my eyes, and I was diagnosed. Well, shouldn't say diagnosed, but I found out it was mevemitis and blepharitis.
All right.
And it's messing my vision up really bad. Like some days it'd be sort of okay, and it's making my life a living hell.
I'll bet it is. It's probably painful too. It's probably painful and itchy and all that, right?
Right, and I have some nights I have to. Well, it used to be worse than now, but I had to grab my eyelids and my hands with mine, pry my eyes open, and that my eyes would be really red and it would hurt It made me stay up for hours.
All right, well let's see if we can help you out, Sean. First of all, how old are you?
I'm 48.
Okay. So it sounds, the eyelid, it's the eyelid, right? The covering on top of the eye that's swollen?
Yes, that's the blepharitis part they told me.
Okay. The eyelid, that little thin flap of skin that covers your eyes, is loaded with vessels that transport poisons. Now, it doesn't look like it would have a lot of vessels, and it doesn't look like it would have a lot of action. It looks like just a little piece of skin, but it's loaded with vessels that are going to transport poisons. And if they're not located directly on the eyelid, they're located very close to the eyelid. It's called your lymphatic system. And when that lymphatic system gets clogged up with poisons, it's going to swell, and it's very likely going to be noticed in the very thin skin, the thinnest skin of the body, and the eyelids are among the thinnest parts of the body's skin. So it makes sense that if you have a lymphatic condition, you're going to notice it on the eyelid. So what I'm going to ask you, Shelton, is what else is going on in your body that has nothing to do with your eyes? Are you diabetic? Are you overweight? Do you feel dizzy when you stand up? Do you have high blood pressure? Do you have diabetes or any blood sugar problems? Did you start notice that you gained weight over the last couple of years? Or do you have digestive issues, diarrhea, anything? Rack your brain.
On medication for blood pressure. I take 2 meds for those, and I found out back in 2010 my left knee was swollen, and it was hard to walk. I had to drag my leg, and I went to the hospital and they said it was gout.
Okay.
But they didn't do any tests to tell me exactly.
Okay. You see what we're doing here, though, Shelton, is we're putting together a picture of what's happening in your body. It's not an eye problem that you have. The eyes are like the leaf. It's like if you have a tree, right? And the leaf is, and you look in the tree and there's leaves on the top of the tree or somewhere in the tree, and the leaves are starting to get rotten and falling apart. You don't have a leaf problem. You got a tree problem. It happens to be showing up in the leaf, but the problem is in the tree. Likewise, in your body, you don't have an eyelid problem, which is representative of the leaves. You have a tree problem, which is representative of the body, the chemistry of the body. So first things first. Sounds like you got some prediabetes or diabetes going on, which is very typical. Most of us do by the time we're 48, especially, no offense, if we live down south, because just how you guys eat down there. I mean, No judgment. I'm just pointing it out. Okay. So you got to focus on, number one, your blood sugar system, and you got to focus on the digestive system. I'll tell you why this is important, and I'm telling you, I'm going to be a little dramatic here, and I don't mean to be judgmental coming down on you, but Shelton, it's not, what's coming up ahead is not pretty. All right? Your body's talking to you, and it's telling you better start taking some dramatic measures to change how you're living your life and what you're putting in your body, because you're starting to fall apart. All right, so first thing, we need to address the blood sugar system, and then we need to address the digestive system. What I want you to do, Shelton, is start to focus on any kind of digestive health symptoms that you have and attach them to foods. You got to have some constipation or diarrhea. You got to have some bloating or some kind of discomfort going on. You want to link those up to foods. Do you know what I'm talking about, Shelton?
I believe so.
Okay. So when you have cramping or bloating or heartburn, and you may not even notice them, they may be sneaking under the radar, link it up to foods and then eliminate those foods. Start focusing on getting more protein, and when you crave sweet foods, sugar, bread, pasta, rice, potatoes, guide yourself into whey protein and essential fatty acids. Every time you want a bread or pasta or cake or pizza or pie or anything sweet and carbohydrate rich that's going to mess up your blood sugar, go into whey protein and essential fatty acids. Get yourself on the Healthy Start Pack. If you want something very simple to do that'll create a rapid change, get yourself on the Healthy Start Pack, especially the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. If you don't want to go that route, make sure that you get on whey protein and essential fatty acids and a very good multiple vitamin, and try to associate your symptoms, your digestive symptoms, with specific foods and eliminate them. Get yourself on the Nightly Essence or some I don't know of any equal probiotic. That's the best one I know of. But if you don't want to use the Nightly Essence, whatever it is, get on a good probiotic supplement, 80 billion units a day. Make sure you're taking 1,000 to 10,000 milligrams. That's 1 gram to 10 grams of vitamin C a day. I like vitamin C powder. It's much easier to use, as I was talking to Rory just previously. Put it in water. Sip on it slowly. Go get yourself some Celtic sea salt. Put a teaspoon of Celtic sea salt in water and sip on that slowly as well. Go get 400 international units of vitamin E and start taking that every day. Look for mixed tocopherols or mixed tocotrienols. I'll spell that for you. Mixed is M-I-X-E-D, tocopherols T-O-C-O-P-H-E-R-O-L-S, or mixed tocotrienols. Now, regard that tocotrienols as T-O-C-O-T-R-I-E-N-O-L-S. Regard the blepharitis as a sign that something is getting into the lymph system, the sewage system of your body inappropriately, more than likely through the digestive system. Regard the gout as a sign that you're pre-diabetic. The blood pressure issue probably means that you're pre-diabetic as well, that you've got some blood sugar issues. And if I were you, I'd also be getting on the Sweeties from Longevity, which is absolutely awesome, chromium and vanadium, for helping stabilize blood sugar. And don't forget, if you can get on the BTT, the B vitamins will go a long way towards helping you. Wish we had more time, Shelton, but that's it. Shoot me an email, ben@ksco.com. Take care, everybody. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.
Attention citizens of Northern Arizona, are you prepared? If not, now's your chance to get prepared at the Arizona Survivalist Prepper Expo, August 24th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Tim's Toyota Center in Prescott Valley. Visit with Arizona-based and national suppliers of such items as freeze-dried foods, solar ovens, solar equipment, tactical gear, camping gear, water filtration supplies, and much more. Do you need a bug-out bag? Do you need to stock up on freeze-dried food? Are you curious what a solar oven is? Take a tour of the Ultimate Bunker, a portable above or below ground survival shelter. Visit with Doomsday Prepper stars from around Arizona, such as Tim Ralston of Gear Up and Brian Moffitt of Extreme Defense USA. Informative speakers will be providing valuable insight every hour on such topics as long-term food storage and emergency first aid skills. Bring your family, bring your friends, bring your neighbors. We won't rest until every citizen in Arizona is prepared. Visit our website, ArizonaSurvivalistShows.com.
Time and time again.
You need to come here and help us
us. We need assistance. Please.
Those we should be able to depend on let us down.
Federal and state and local officials saying help is on the way. Well, the folks here in Belle Harbor say, show me.
Don't depend on the government to save you. Take action now so that you're prepared for the next disaster with MyPatriotSupply.com. Get the best prices on storable food, non-GMO seeds, water filtration devices, home canning equipment, survival and self-reliance books, and more at MyPatriotSupply.com. Call 866-229-0927.
We are hurting down here, and we need help immediately.
Before it's time to survive, it's time to prepare. MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com.